So as you can see, I'm here at the beach in Hawaii, and I think I'm going to be the only guy on YouTube to do an actual Hawaii beach saltwater review on the Spyderco Salt I, which is with the Spyderco Salt series of knives. You can stay armed no matter where you go, even if you're out in the ocean. Always armed, and even though it's highly unlikely you'll be attacked by a shark, there may be a possibility you might get entangled in a rope or webbing or a net, and you may need to cut yourself free. But if you did get attacked by a shark, at least you have the option to fight back with something. So it's always good to stay armed, at least with a blade at a minimum. So the Spyderco Salt I is basically the same thing as a Spyderco Pacific Salt, except it's just a little bit smaller. It's more like the Delica instead of the Endura. And this is really good for people who are going to be in saltwater environments: sailors, boaters, fishermen, surfers, boogie boarders, kayakers, you know, anyone who's going to be near saltwater or wet environments and you're concerned about rust. The blade on the Salt I is made out of H1 steel out of Seki City, Japan, and they use a process with 1% nitrogen that keeps the blade from rusting. It's considered 100% rust proof, so really durable in saltwater conditions. Very nice. The design is kind of like a rescue blade. The tip is kind of swept down, almost like a sheep's foot design, and that's specifically designed so you could push the blade next to someone's flesh and push down without stabbing them and get underneath the rope or underneath the webbing or whatever. So that's pretty cool. I call it a hybrid sheep's foot design. The thumb hole is a 14mm thumb hole, which is 1mm bigger than the normal Spyderco. Usually it's about 13mm, and that's designed so you can easily deploy that when your hands are wet or if you're wearing gloves. Very nice. Something to note, a lot of professional sailors and competition sailors are mandated to carry some type of knife so they could rescue themselves if they're entangled in ropes or webbing or whatever, or help save someone else. So pretty cool. The back of the spine here has jimping on it that's really aggressive, pretty typical for Spyderco. Again, very, very aggressive in case your hands are wet. It gives a really nice grip. I like that. The grind on the blade itself is a hollow grind, so it's really sharp straight from the factory. This model doesn't come with a full flat grind, unfortunately, for those of you who like full flat grinds. It's just a hollow grind. But I don't mind, I really like this grind. It's nice, really sharp. The handle is made out of FRN, which is fiberglass reinforced nylon. Really strong, really durable. And I picked the high-vis yellow because it's really easy to find in case you drop it. Let me go ahead and give you an example of that right now. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to find if you drop it on the ground. A lot of times the rocks are black, so if you had a black knife with a lot of black rocks, it's going to be kind of hard to find. This one's really easy to find. The texturing on it is called Volcano texturing. It looks just like waffle texturing, but it's really aggressive. Again, that's so you can grip it when your hands are wet. All the pins and parts are H1 steel, and the lockback lever is H1 steel also, while the pocket clip is made out of titanium for corrosion resistance. That's one of the reasons why it costs so much too, is because there's a big chunk of titanium here on the back. The lock back has a design on it that allows you to grip the blade really aggressively. If you grip it with great strength, as they say on the Spyderco website, you don't have a chance of unlocking it accidentally. So that's pretty nice. The pocket clip is only reversible from left to right, and you can only carry it in a tip up configuration. You can't do tip down. I don't mind though, because I like tip up. It's just more comfortable for me to carry. But if you like to carry tip down, that may be an issue. The pivot screw is actually adjustable. You just use a Torx wrench and you can actually adjust it if it becomes loose or wobbles or whatever over time. The original models from a few years back, they had a riveted pivot screw or pivot pin that you had to send to the factory if you needed to adjust it. So it's kind of nice that the newer ones have a Torx screw. It has a lanyard hole, so you can attach a lanyard. Obviously in wet environments like this, you're going to want to have a lanyard so you don't drop your knife. So that's pretty nice. The blade on the Salt I is 3 inches long, and that's the reason why I picked this over the Pacific Salt, which is bigger, because 3 inches is normally the legal length that you can carry in most states as a pocket knife and not considered a concealed weapon. That's pretty nice. And it's just really lightweight and small. This knife only weighs about 2 ounces. That's extremely light. And one of the reasons why it's really light is because if you look inside there, it doesn't have steel liners. It's just all FRN, no steel liners. Now some people may not like that because they like steel liners. It makes the handle a lot more durable and strong. But this knife is not a fighting knife. This is a utility knife. So I don't think you really need that. The lightweightness of it is what I like. Alright, so that is my review of the Spyderco Salt I. Overall, I think this is a fantastic little knife. It is a little bit expensive because it uses H1 steel and titanium parts. So it's going to be around $75 to $100 depending on where you get it. I paid about $89 here in Hawaii. But, you know, everything is more expensive here. You could probably find it cheaper online. So if you're someone looking for a really durable knife that won't rust, that's really lightweight, and you can pocket carry it anywhere pretty much, check out the Spyderco Salt I. Alright guys, stay safe.